Are we live? Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Wednesday, which means it's Boob Tube. And of course, it's not Boob Tube without my lovely co hosts, Desiree, Desirable Bottom, and Casey Carter.
Sorry, I was too busy trying to put the comments on the screen. I wasn't ready. And I should
I
have known
saw
better.
that. I was like, wait a minute. We haven't even started yet.
I know, but I saw Charlotte Rose's name, and I'm like, I've not seen Charlotte Rose's name before, so I wanted to start that real quick. Like, we've got another one I've never seen before. I love that. Peace out.
Hi, yes.
X. Coming through on X.
Coming X. Shout out to X then. All right.
All right. Yeah. So we're back after it's been a rocky couple of months, wouldn't you say?
It has definitely been interesting. Let's just say today was one of those days at my day job where I was like, you know what? Bump it. I'm out. Deuces. I might be back tomorrow. I might be. It was rough today. It was rough. And I have tried not to talk about it, but the number of things that have happened, just was like, yeah.
You just got to let it off your chest sometimes. Like,
Facts.
I tell my partner all the time, like, I'm really not trying to let everybody into my business, but sometimes I just got to let people know what's going on. Because when you see that my activity is unusual or different, or I need to let people know because, I'm human too. And I've been going through stuff
exactly.
too. So,
yeah.
And so
we live regular lives.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I wish I could live. I don't know that I would want billionaire problems, to be honest with you. I'm seeing some of the things that they're going through, and I'm not really sure that's something I want to take on myself.
I don't know that I need billionaire problems, but I definitely would take multi-millionaire money, because if it was up to me, I'd be doing this from a tropical locale. Because don't get me wrong, I would still be doing this because I love doing this. I love coming here and doing the show.
Absolutely.
So you'd be like, where are we at this week, Casey? Well, this week, here we are. We're in Dubai. We're in Fiji. We're in Singapore.
No,
I would love.
We'd all be together. We'd be together.
Yeah, listen.
Right? Coming to you live from our floating cabana.
We're going to start by going to Bali. Let's just say that, because we got to grab somebody who don't ever be where we be. Yes, that would be you, Desiree.
Right, even though she's been close.
We're not even going to talk about how close you were. You were so super close. It wasn't even like you were in California. You were down the highway from Kari.
I was on the East Coast.
Yeah. Down the highway from Kari. But we gonna let that go.
Ain't that messed up, y'all?
We gonna let that go. Because we still love you, Des. Ain't nothing gonna change about that. So, anywho.
We love you nonetheless.
All the more.
Exactly. All the more. So, let's just jump right into things, because I don't know about you guys, but House of Dragons
was fire.
Literally.
Literally and figuratively. Like, woo! So let's talk about it. Let's just get right into it.
Okay. I don't even know where to begin since we've been gone for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. So the dynamic of the kingdom has shifted,
Big time.
and Aemon is now flexing his one eye, which they've mentioned a couple of times. Like, I don't know if you guys have caught the little jokes, but like there's been a couple of like little stabs about his eye, which I found to be kind of
Yeah.
comical. Um but what's even more like I don't want to say troubling, but like the thing that a lot of people are talking about is Rhaenyra and her quest to find the dragon riders, and how people are getting burnt to a crisp literally
Well,
to see if
she,
they're dragon riders.
like that first dude, she did warn him. She did warn him. This could go bad.
She warned all of them. She
Yeah.
said, right,
So,
like
and it's
this
crazy
is the
because
risk
that
you're taking.
when that whole massive group showed up, they showed up out of greed. Let's just be honest, because
Right.
y'all probably suspected that you were Targaryen because a lot of them had white hair. But
Yeah.
This is very true.
but
And we're gonna find out who else is related to Rhaenyra, so she might have burnt some of her family members that she
Hard to
didn't even know
say.
about.
Hard to say. But you know what? That particular storyline, what piqued my interest was the dude who was, I guess, running his mouth, and then when they said, "Hey, here's your opportunity," and he was like, yeah, no, yeah," and
I'm
he
good.
ran off into the cave. I'm like, my first thought was, that's the wrong way, dude. That's the dragon cave. But okay. But then when he encountered the other dragon and the other dragon submitted to him, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Now this is. I thought it was interesting when the brother of the dude from what you call it got picked by by Sea Smoke.
Sea
But
Smoke. Oh, you're talking about the guy that's the sailor, like the
yeah,
captain.
when his brother got picked by Sea Smoke, that was interesting. But when the dude who runs his mouth at the bar got picked by the other dragon, I was like, okay.
That's
Okay.
what surprised me too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was great.
I was yeah. The people, like, I knew that the guy with the beard was gonna get picked. Like, it just seemed like the obvious selection,
Choice.
but I did not in any way, shape, or form think the other guy was gonna get picked at all.
The one who runs his mouth.
Yes, always talking crap.
Yep. Yeah, nah. But that's going to be
But
interesting because now if you include Daemon, you've got Rhaenyra's dragon, her son's dragon, 1, 2, 3 new dragon riders. That's 6. And there's the Rhaenyra's, what is that? Her niece, cousin, whoever, the one that she sent off with her
yes,
children.
and the one that passed.
Yeah.
She's
Oh yes,
busy chasing after a
stepdaughter.
dragon. Yeah.
Stepdaughter. That's Daemon's
yes,
from
thank
his
you.
first.
Yes. She's busy chasing after a dragon. So the dragon count is very much in Rhaenyra's favor, even though most of her dragon riders don't know how to ride. But
Yeah.
It definitely will be interesting.
Absolutely, most certainly will.
Yeah.
It will.
The other thing that's interesting about the story is Daemon is slowly losing his mind. Maybe not slowly.
No, quickly.
Quickly. Losing his mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not slow about it. There's nothing slow. It is happening very rapidly.
Yeah,
and he is toggling with What about the scene with his brother where he's like, I didn't even want the crown?
Right.
Mm.
And let's just talk about the fact that he is having this hallucination about his brother multiple times. So it's not even like it's a one-time thing. There were multiple scenes with him and his dead brother. That's problematic. Big time. Because now you
Yeah.
got to wonder, is like, we don't know what ailment killed his brother, but is there some sort of mental something, genetic something that Damon is now dealing with?
Yes.
So I don't know.
Yeah, definitely makes you question
But
things a little bit.
and this coming Sunday is the season finale. So,
I'm
Damon
so
has been
sad.
he's been gone since the beginning of the season. So my question is, will he get it together and show up? Because most of this season has been, if not all of the season, has been about him being mad that he's not the dude, he's not the guy, he's not the king. And Rhaenyra basically calling him out as to whether or not he would um, submit to her as the queen. And
Mm.
the fact that dude left and never came back. I mean, granted, he went out to find more people to support them, but he ain't come back. Don't nobody hear from him. Nothing.
Right.
It's the
But is
army,
that
right? Like they're looking for more people to get an army together because
Yeah,
they
but
had the dragons, but
dude went to one spot and ain't gone nowhere since then.
you're right. Yeah. I mean, it's not. I feel like it's like not a plot twist, but I feel like this is like kind of like the calm before the storm, maybe, or like something's brewing, but we just don't know what yet, or it's gonna like
Yep.
end on a cliffhanger
Well,
to
and
get
that's
us to
that's
watch some
why I'm
more.
curious to see if he'll show up, if he will show, because obviously there's going to be a dragon fight season finale. So will he show up for the dragon fight? Because
Mm.
if you were to ask me what would I like to see, I would like to see Damon bust up his little nephew for just being a royal dick. I would love to see that. Damon
both of
Aemon.
them?
Yeah. Oh Lord.
I want to
Yeah.
see. I also, if I'm being so honest, I'm not a fan of Allison. I
Mm-mm.
honestly felt like the way she did Rhaenyra in the beginning, in the first season, was really jacked up, and so I know it's really wrong of me to feel this way, but I'm like, I feel like, and then her kids are assholes. Like they're just
Yes.
genuine assholes,
Right.
and it's like, and now she's out here like realizing she's finding herself or doesn't even know if she wants to return to the kingdom because she realizes that this whole situation is really her fault because
Yes.
they were never supposed to be king. They were never
Nope.
supposed to be in the
Right.
throne, and here she is. Now they're
Mm.
fighting for a throne that was never theirs to begin with.
And when she was
And
finally
he
told that,
basically
she
told her to kick rocks.
see, and when Rhaenyra was, I mean, when Alicent was told by Rhaenyra, you misunderstood what you heard.
Mm.
Girlfriend was like, "Whatever, we here now, so yeah."
It is what it is. But that
Yep.
was
And
when she still had
Facts.
a seat at the table. But
right.
Eamon took her down. He
Yep.
basically said, "There's no point for you to be here. Nothing. You have no pull. No, like
Nothing.
you're just here for no reason. You're just here
Yep.
to oversee things, and
I
I
don't
don't
need
need
you.
you here." And basically told her to kick rocks.
Yep. Yep. I mean, it was almost like he was like, "You can go back to being a happy homemaker." Like, what? Okay. And she didn't even know how to take it. Because for a minute, I'm listening to him basically tell her, "I don't need you here. You don't need to come back. Bye bye. Thank you for your service." And she's calmly sitting there like it's not registering. So I'm watching it going, "Wait, didn't he just? fire her? And okay.
Tell
So
her to
I've
take
watched the episode like 3
basically.
times, and every time that scene comes up, I'm watching it thinking, did I not read it right? Like, did I not hear what I heard? Because each time she's sitting there like he didn't say kick rocks.
Mm.
And then she decides she's gonna go on a walkabout. Like, I'm like, wait, what? Why are you just randomly tenting in the woods? Come on now, girl. Come on. Come on. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so one more thing and then we can move on to something else. But how about Viserys checking Rhaenyra about I know Damon is not my daddy.
Ooh.
yeah. I
Did you see that part where he was like, "Come on now, I have dark hair. Both of you have crystal white hair, and here I am, this dark
Yep.
hair, and I look just like him." And I was like, "What?"
well, and remember
Elephant.
though, he I think has always sort of leaned into the whispers and the whatever, but um I thought it was interesting the fact that he wanted to bring it up now about his dad not being his dad.
Right.
Which wait, and speaking of that, I want to know when are they going to bring that storyline back? Because dude sailed off into the night with his little friend. So when he gonna sail back? Because that's clearly a storyline waiting to happen.
Right. So who is Viserys' dad?
The You're talking about her son?
Yes.
So I don't remember his name, but his father spent some time as the hand. And when he got into it with, I guess, the what's his face? Chris or whatever dude's name is, they sent him home, and no sooner did they send him home did he get killed. And if I remember correctly, the dude with the limp that's at the castle now, that's his brother.
Mhm. Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
if I remember correctly, the brother played a part in the setup.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe I need to go back and watch season 1.
Yeah. I can't
I'm so
remember
invested in season 2.
I can't remember what that guy's name was, but like Rhaenyra hooked up with him after her and what's his face stopped hitting it.
Yeah, I think I need to go back and watch season 1 again because I'm drawing a blank. Totally
Yeah,
drawing
I
a
can't
blank.
I can't think of his name. But they killed him like halfway through season 1, three quarters of the way through season 1. They killed him off.
My
Yeah.
mind's drawing a blank
Well,
too.
Yeah. I can't think of his name.
yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it.
Blank.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it because I'm over here like
Who dat? Who dat?
I remember. I remember Rhaenyra and Alicent, their friendship, and then when Alicent was seeking out the king and
Mm-hmm.
getting chummy with the king,
You mean when Allison was getting pimped
and I was
by her
like,
dad?
"Oh,
Allison got
Yeah.
pimped by her dad. That
right, pimp."
let's call
But
that
she
joint.
wasn't. She wasn't exactly. That's true, but it wasn't. But she wasn't exactly like fighting it either. You know what I mean? Like
No,
she was.
because
She wanted to be important, and that was.
that
You don't think so?
I do. I think in some ways she wanted to be important, but if you think about it, she was already friends with Rhaenyra. They were very, 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 very good friends, and she roamed the castle like like was nothing. So when I think back on the way her father manipulated the situation, he really did mind fuck her into this. Like, he made her feel like this was a good idea, that this was something
Right.
she wanted.
I agree. The father played a significant role in manipulating her, but as a person with values and morals who says this seems off, maybe this isn't the right thing to do, and you talk to your friend about it and your friend says, oh hell no, that there, I'm sorry, I'm like, sorry daddy, but this is weird. Although also Rhaenyra is married to her uncle, so I mean the whole
It's all weird.
family tree is
thing.
pretty
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I do believe.
So, but I just say for myself. No, I was just gonna say for myself, I just feel like as a person who has the ability to make your own choices, it didn't seem as if she really, like, in my opinion, and this is just based off of my memory of the first season, so maybe I need to go back and watch it, but I don't really feel like she fought it. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this. It was, oh, okay, well, this
But
makes me a queen, and
Kari, if
oh,
you
my
think about
children
it,
will be of royal blood. You know what I mean? Like that.
that if you think about
Yeah.
any female in that moment of time, and fuck, even in this moment in time, we didn't really have choices. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if she didn't really want to, she was gonna figure out how to. Because even in the other one, Game of Thrones, you had
Game of
folks who
Thrones.
were marrying each other not because they wanted to, but because houses had to come together. And you would see that look of disappointment, but you would see their body physically do what had to be done. So I do feel like she gave some facial, I'm not really into this, but she also did take advantage of the fact that, well, it is the king and I will be looked after, so I guess I'm good. So I don't know.
Right.
I don't, because I do agree. I would be like, no. But
First of all, let's start here. The man was old, okay? It wasn't even like he was
Yeah.
some attractive, like, good-looking man. I mean, he was old and decrepit when she met him. I mean, when she married him. So it was like, where in your mind did you not say there are probably 100 reasons why I shouldn't do this?
because
Although the
again,
one reason that you gave me to do it is good, I know, but I'm just saying, like, in my mind, I'm over here like, no,
and which
baby,
is why we are blessed.
king,
We are
queen,
here.
I don't give a shit.
That's why we're blessed. We're here where we are now, because we would not have those choices.
Oh shoot,
We wouldn't have those choices if we were back then.
right,
Wouldn't
It was a power move on her part, I feel.
right. Well, this is also we're talking about a different location on the globe, so a vastly different society. Things were obviously different, so yeah, I get that. But for me, those were the two takeaways I had. Is, first of all, he is old as hell, and secondly, I mean, unless you pull in an Anna Nicole Smith, and secondly, that if Rhaenyra wasn't her friend, it would be a whole different topic of conversation, because it would be like, well,
Yeah,
hey, do what you got to do, but
that part is creepy.
that's my friend, and it affected their friendship. So it's not like she can say, I got the man, I got the crown, and I got to keep the friend. Like, nah, bitch, you turn her into a whole enemy. Like,
yeah, and it just got worse.
And she's a bad bitch. So, like, anyway.
Yeah. Anywho,
it's getting worse progressively. And now. No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, looking forward to this.
No, I was gonna say it.
the season finale, but
yeah, for sure. Because this next episode is about to be like, yeah, we thought
it's
this one
about
was
to go
fire.
down.
Like, let's just stir the pot a little bit more.
Yes, gonna be
Stir
good.
it. This is a ninja bullet.
The big one, not the little one,
The
the
big
big
one.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big one. Okay.
Okay.
So before we get started or go into another show that's currently playing, I do want to announce I saw the commercial for Tulsa King coming back on September 15th. So Sylvester Stallone is coming back with his fine gangster self.
And I actually
I'm
Yeah.
excited about that
recently
because
I was rewatching that season, that first season. It was, I gotta give props to Sly because he has aged well, and from a actor perspective, he has found some things to play into his persona, and I think I really like seeing him like this gangster character, because this is not a character that he's played in his
yes.
fan of characters, and he
Agreed.
does it effortlessly, to be honest.
Yes. So let's start with he is a very like if that was the king, I could see. I'd be like, fuck you being my friend. Your daddy is fine. Okay. So I'm gonna have money, power, and a fine ass husband. Girl, please be mad at me, but I'm gonna be living my dreams. But nah, in all realness, uh, right? And he's like if you've ever if you watched his show where he has a documentary and he has a show.
Okay.
He is very much like a lover, like a romantic. And I think that's super sexy. Like you've got this real like rough exterior, and you're known as Rocky, you're known as Rambo, you're known as like
You're
all these
manly
characters
man.
that are super badass. But you like and then you come home and you are romantic. Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Love
like him.
it. Love
like
it.
him.
Love it. Love it. So
definitely like him.
yeah. So Tulsa King, September 15th, coming to your boob tube. And what else you got for us, Casey?
Okay. So I went to see Deadpool and Wolverine.
How was it?
It was good. It was very
I heard
good.
it was hilarious.
It was very good. And let me say this. So, oh, by the way, Kari, I was in Baltimore this weekend. So, yeah.
And you come see me?
I spent most of the time sleeping.
See how she does me?
I spent most of the time sleeping. Sorry. But so Lorenzo and I had told Lorenzo when this came out that I wanted to go see it. He's never seen Deadpool. He's never seen Deadpool, right? So he was like, okay.
So this is a treat.
Took me to see it.
And Deadpool is a special kind of humor. Like you have to have a certain sense of humor to appreciate and and find Deadpool to be funny. And there's a lot of people out there that
don't like it. Right. So I was very appreciative because he took me and we went to see it in IMAX. So, yeah, I was grateful. But here's the thing. So that morning before we went to see the movie, he was saying that people are really raving about it, and he made this comment about how they're being sort of secretive and closed mouth about it, but people say it's good. And so I was like, okay, all right, cool. And that piqued my interest. So I sort of Googled. No, it wasn't that I Googled. A news alert came up on my phone. And normally I ignore them. But this caught my attention because it was about the movie. And it was about Wesley Snipes. And I was like, so spoiler MFN alert. Wesley Snipes is in the movie as Blade. Okay. Yeah.
Really,
What?
Casey?
Uh-huh. Yes, I spoiled it. I don't care. I spoiled it. And let me
You're
spoil it even
fired.
more.
You can't do that.
I'm doing it. I'm telling you now. I'm going to spoil it even more. They had Elektra. They had Gambit. And Gambit is what's his face, whose name I can't remember. It was good. It was very good. It was very good.
Elektra was Jennifer Garner, right?
Yes. Why can't I think of dude's old boy's name?
Alex is in the crowd, by the way. He's watching.
Yes, I did catch Alex. Oh my God, this is gonna drive me nuts that I can't think of his name.
Remy LeBeau.
No.
The actor.
Okay, yeah, no. Guy. He's a dancer.
Channing Tatum.
Right. So his character, apparently he did a whole movie for this character that was never released. Yes.
Damn.
A whole movie for the Gambit character that never got released. So here's the backstory on Wesley being in this movie. As you know, Wesley and Ryan Reynolds did a Blade movie together. And so Ryan Reynolds,
Blade 3, right?
Yes, I think so. And so Ryan Reynolds was very instrumental in bringing this particular movie together. And he reached out to Wesley. So the story goes, Wesley's like, my phone rings and it's Ryan Reynolds. And I ain't talked to him in, forever or whatever. So he's like, he answered the phone. And Ryan Reynolds was like, hey, are you down to be in the movie and play Blade? And he's thinking, well, hold on. There's a whole nother Blade. Wait, what? And Ryan Reynolds basically said, the studio's down if you're down. So if you're down, let's do it. And he did it. And he talked about the fact that, he says, I don't walk around Blade ready. So I had to get in shape. Which I found to be hysterical. But he was very transparent about the fact that he never thought that he'd play Blade again. And when the opportunity came, he didn't even initially take it serious, but was grateful to have had the opportunity in light of the fact that Mahershala is about to be the new Blade character. And so one of the other things he said that I found quite interesting is that, he got himself in Blade shape. And then he was transparent about the fact that they put foam in all the right places of his costume so that he looked right. And then he was grateful that the fight scenes weren't as intense as they were, say, back in the day. Because he's like, I can't do that anymore. So I found it interesting because I'm like, nobody talks about the fact that, they get old and now they want to do this. Because when I went to see Beverly Hills Cop, or when I watched Beverly Hills Cop, they got like this whole old as dirt cocoon character cast and whatever. And I'm like, it is nothing like it was back in the day when they did Beverly Hills Cop. So his comment about the physicality of the fight scenes kind of reminded me of that I'm like, this is what happens when you pulled out these old as dirt people. They can only do but so much.
Yeah. But it almost feels like Ryan went and got all these characters that are like under-recognized or underrepresented.
Yep.
And planned, like, because what's his name? Jack Human said he was never going to do Wolverine again. Wesley Snipes didn't think he was ever going to do Blade again. I'm sure Jennifer Garner didn't think there was ever going to be another Elektra. Like, that was smart. Like, that was brilliant, actually.
And they brought out when they did the Electric movie, that was before Marvel was the juggernaut that it is today. You know what I'm saying? And so it's
Right.
anybody who can get into a Marvel movie today, it's like Netflix money. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're printing it in the back room somewhere. So, yeah.
I wonder if that's where Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck met.
I think it is.
Because they were both in that, because he was Daredevil.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. I wonder why I didn't ask him to be Daredevil.
Okay.
Ooh, the drama.
But anyway, it was really very good.
Maybe
it was, what was good about it is that even though it was a little over the top because they brought these characters in, it was also exactly what you expected it to be from Ryan Reynolds. And I think one of the things I really liked is that because it's not Daredevil, because it's Deadpool, and Deadpool is absolutely obnoxious and gross and all of that, they were able to pull the Wolverine character into that comedy. And so it's weird to see Wolverine playing into the ridiculousness of Deadpool. And okay, I don't want to tell you everything, but I'm gonna tell you this. There is a little funny looking dog in the movie. This is one of those dogs where the dog's tongue is so long. Like the dog is this big and the tongue is like a mile long.
Yeah.
So the dog is, there's like, this is a multiverse storyline. So the dog is one of the Deadpools. And it's weird because the little dog and his mile long tongue, like there were two scenes with Ryan Reynolds and this dog where he's got the dog just licking his face, and you're like, okay, that's a little much. Because one of the scenes he has the Deadpool mask on, but one of the scenes he doesn't. And literally he's got the dog held to his face and the dog's tongue is just like all up in his mouth. And after a while, because I don't like dogs licking my face like that. It's a little creepy.
Yeah, me neither.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, because I love dogs, absolutely love dogs. I will, but don't do that. Don't do that. So it was like creeping me out after a while.
Try
but
your mouth, and you're like, nah, it's weird.
Yeah, it is. But it was so good. It is worth going to see. And it's a long movie, but it was worth going to see. Absolutely. Even with all my spoiler alerts, I promise you it's worth going to see.
People told me it was so good that they went and seen it twice. So,
yeah.
Mic drop.
Drop them. Yeah. And in true Marvel fashion, there is a scene at the end of the credits. So I'm going to tell you now. Just don't get up.
Hang tight.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
So
what you got for us, Desiree?
I'm gonna go with mine and Jay's favorite, 90 Day Fiance.
Oh, shout out to Jay.
Yeah, we missed it. So on they had like a tell all. I gotta like spill the tea a little bit and tell you guys about it. So if you guys haven't watched the 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After tell all, the last one, they had Ashley and Manuel. They had Nikki and Igor, Angela and Michael. Michael came all the way from Nigeria because he was like scamming. But I gotta tell you guys about it. Okay, so them, hold on a sec. Gino and Jasmine, Rob and Sophie, Lauren and Alexi, they like were from like a previous episode, but like they had like a lot of new changes and life happening, so they brought them back on. And Sam and Citra. So, but let me talk about Angela and Michael. So Angela was like, she's like an mature woman. We'll call her that.
Mm-hmm.
So she was out looking for love online. You know, she ended up crossing paths with Michael. I don't know, I forget how, but this is like going on like 90 Day Fiance, like a long time. So like they met. She ended up going there for him all the time, like going to Nigeria. I don't know, like I'm not gonna say Nigerians are known for scamming because but it's, you know what I mean? Does it have some truth to it? I don't know. Yes and no. I don't know. I don't have any Nigerian friends. It's just, you know, things you hear online. So I don't want to offend anybody. I'm not going to say nothing. My lips are sealed. But anyways, that's what happened on the show. So anyways, she goes there. She meets him. She's like in love with him. She's like, we're going to do the whole 90 Day Fiance thing. I want to bring you to America. I want you to meet my daughter, my grandchildren, everybody. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people go through this all the time. So, but they have a process they have to go through, and a filing, like they have to file a K1 visa, yada, 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 and other things that have to be put into place in order for them to come and then stay the 90 days and this and that. So, he didn't end up coming. Like, she ended up having to go to Nigeria, and you know that shit ain't cheap.
No. Mm-mm.
Right. So hotel, flights, you know, everything. So she was like, man, like, is there any way you can come to America? And then it just was like unraveling, lies after lies after lies, distrust and everything. So it turned out that he was like, I guess, using her in a way. So in the tell-all, she was like, she had her little crown on and she had like a nice outfit. She did like, so like she's like the person you don't want to mess with, like you don't want to f around with. Like, I mean, like, cause she'll put you in your place. Like, she's very outspoken, very, you know. So those people, like, even the people in the tell-all, like there was this one guy, I think Sophie's husband or whatever. Hold on a second. Rob. Yeah. He was like going off on her, and because she wouldn't give Michael time to speak. And she, you know, like she was just like, you don't know how much hurt, how much like time, money, everything, you know, I've invested in this relationship. And it, you know, when it blows up or like turns out to shit, what do you do then? Do you move on? Do you, you know, reconcile? Do you try and work things out? It depends how much you love the person, right? So it ended up where, you know, they just kept going on and on. They like fighted, they quarreled. I think she left, like she got off the stage. The host of the show, I think her name was Robin. She was like really excited. Like everybody was so thrilled to see him there, but it was like bad terms, like bad circumstances, right? So it was unfortunate. And, you know, like it's just like the distrust issues and stuff that they had is just not, you know, I don't know, like it's like an on and off battle. So I don't know if they're gonna like call it quits or if they're gonna keep going. You know, it didn't really, it's an on and off thing. It's a revolving door. Yeah. So yeah.
It's I've never watched a single episode, but I know Jay used to always get so geeked up about it
all the time.
Yep. Yeah.
So Jay, if you're watching, I got you covered.
I'm not even gonna like, you know, throw shade or whatever, because I got my fair share of reality shows that I enjoy. When I want to just totally veg out or whatever, I am a housewife fan. Good, bad, and otherwise. I will just binge Housewives because why not, you know? So,
you guys want a fun fact?
What's that?
Do it.
Jade is my partner I do on Kick, The Real Housewives of Kick.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I haven't watched The Housewives in a while, but I think one of my favorite ones was Atlanta, and I loved when Nene and that Kim chick would get into it.
Yep.
because I did not like Kim. I was like, she's just phony and the way she called that guy like daddy or whatever she called him, like it
Big
was just
Papa.
really weird to me. So
Big Papa.
Big Papa, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I just like Nene because Nene's just about that life all the time. She's always on 10. So, oh, you got a problem with me? Like, I just, and then I liked Nene when she was on the college show.
Yeah, I did see that one. Mm-hmm. College
Yeah,
Hill.
so, yeah, College Hill. Yeah, so, anyways, so how much time we got left? Oh, we got time to talk about some more stuff. So, I saw Bad Boys in
Mm.
German.
Come again?
So, I have access to stuff that's uploaded before it's actually released. And so I wanted to see it so bad that I just watched and listened in German.
Did you
I
have
wanted to see it
subtitles?
so bad. No, I tried
Oh
so hard, but for whatever
no.
reason, I think the website has the subtitles blocked. And
Okay.
I
That's
listened to the whole
shady.
thing. I li- I watched the whole thing. Like I can't wait to find it when it's online in English. It looks pretty good, but I mean, it was like "Durst, durst, durst." and
Oh,
seeing Martin Lawrence and Will Smith with these like funny commentaries, and they'd be like "Durst, durst, durst."
I I did actually hear that it wasn't bad.
Yeah,
So yeah, okay. That's too funny.
I wouldn't. I can't really say honestly. I mean, it was action packed, but I can't really say whether it was good or bad or not because I had no dialogue to go off of. And since I don't speak German, I don't understand German. All I saw was the pictures. So it was literally like a child who reads the book but or doesn't read the book but what looks at the pictures. That's exactly what it was. So
Mm, okay.
yeah.
That's
So it
funny.
looked good. That's all I could say.
That is too funny. Too funny.
Yeah.
I for the last couple of weeks, I don't even really recall what I've watched. I've seen a lot. Wait. I take that back. I started watching Bad Pop. It's on Netflix. It's the story about Lou Pearlman, the guy who put together In Sync and
Oh yeah.
In Sync and what's the other one?
Backstreet Boys.
Thank you, Backstreet Boys. Yeah, so let's just say like I knew of him because of the two groups. Um
Mm-hmm.
but what was interesting is and I'm only in the first episode. So um what was interesting is the fact that dude had a hot air balloon company like before he got into the music. Yeah, I know. Before he got into the music business, he had a hot air balloon company, and um, one of his clients, like literally one of his first clients, was McDonald's, and so he had one of these balloons that had the McDonald's logo on it, and
Gotcha.
and Ronald McDonald is whatever dude is in the costume when you show up. So they showed
Right.
some scenes of him with a Ronald McDonald and some big launch party for this balloon or whatever. But apparently this is something that he had been fascinated by as a kid and somehow got into this business, which I still can't really make sense of because like literally the story starts with him in this hot air balloon company.
Okay.
But what was interesting is he got into the music business because he had heard about New Kids on the Block and the millions of dollars they made from ticket sales and merchandising. And so he wanted to get into it. He put an ad in the paper to audition boys, to put a boy band together. And he started off with like one or two, and they had a friend and a cousin and a whatever. And so that's how they came together. And they talked about the fact that they used to rehearse in the hangar where the blimp was kept, and they were like,
Oh
it was
wow.
hot as fuck in there. They were like, it was just
Where's
really
the struggle
weird.
bus?
Yeah. And let me tell you, struggle bus for real, because like we know of them, like, this big boy band sensation or whatever. But one of Lou Pearlman's partners was this German millionaire businessman or whatever, and they took them to Germany, and they released a single. They had released a single that like fizzled in the U.S. but blew up in Germany.
Overseas.
And so they spent a long time in Germany living off of that come up. And
Wow.
while there, they ended up with a deal with BMG, and that's what kind of got them back in the States. But they spent a long time blowing up overseas, and then they came back. And by the time they came back, they, that's how they kind of sort of were like a big deal, because now they had BMG money funding all of their stuff. And so they did really, really well, and was making, Lou Pearlman was making money hand over fist. And he talks about the fact that, when you have a group that's successful like this, what happens? You get other people who will mimic the success and basically, kind of nibble away at the audience and the money and the whatever. So his brilliant idea was, well, I'll just do it again. And that's how we ended up with NSYNC. He's like, rather than let somebody else get my money, I'll get the money. And
big brain moves.
Yeah. And so again, NSYNC came together as folks, I know this one, I know that one, and that's how they came together. And I want to say, Nick Carter, he was like the last one to come into the group, and they were talking about how he had an offer, I think with Disney or with somebody else, and he was given the choice of, do you want to do this or do you want to do that? And he opted to do the NSYNC thing instead, which obviously turned out well for him. But it's weird. It's a little creepy, some of the interaction that you see between Lou Pearlman and the guys, because like there were times when I'm watching where I'm like, you're sitting just a little too close, you're a little too hugged up, like it's just a little, some of that is a little creepy to me. But I don't know. But apparently his whole business, and I haven't gotten to this part yet, so I'll get back to this for next week's show, but apparently the business was a Ponzi scheme. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I'm waiting to get to that part of it. I haven't gotten there yet. Now, one of the things, and I'm gonna circle back on this one next week. But there's a gentleman who was a part of Lou Pearlman's crew by the name of Johnny something or another. I can't think of Johnny's name, but they all were in the Orlando area, and I actually had the opportunity to go to the house where they were doing, where like all of their business would take place down in Orlando, because a friend of mine was doing some production work, and he just happened to be in town at this house. And it's like, definitely like, straight up mansion situation. It's like a house, but like I felt like I was rolling up into whatever. But the the business, when it first got started, the music business, apparently they told people that they had all these experts in all these various areas. And one of Lou Pearlman's friends, who was a part of the crew, was like, "Yo, we ain't know nothing about nothing. We had no clue what was going on. We would just Lou offered us an opportunity, and we took it." And so I'm very curious to see what the story is, because I I just know Lou made a lot of money. And apparently
Lot.
he had made a lot of money before he got with these kids. So, yeah. I can't think what I think it's called
Yeah.
Bad Pop. I think that's what it's called. But it's on Netflix. And that being said,
Well, right. I was just
Heck
about to
yeah.
say, it's so hard to say goodbye. Oh, my bad. Make sure you mark your calendars, get your tickets, and prepare for Exotica, New Jersey, October 25th to the 27th. In Edison, New Jersey, it is Ladies Free Friday. Get your tickets at EXXXOTICA.tv. But don't forget Washington, D.C., which is my backyard, December 6th through the 8th. We'll see you there. But, of course, we can't forget September 13th through the 15th, 2024, we got the 420 Expo. Make sure you follow us on social media at the 420 Expos, and you can go to 420expo.com to purchase your tickets, see who's going to be attending the show, or get exhibitor information where you can be a vendor and make some moolah off of your 420 inspired merchandise, or
that too.
the food trucks.
Food trucks. Yo, that's the party.
That's
the party.
the real party. And they got little smoking sections. So let me tell you, it's a blast. But last, certainly not least, we have our wonderful pink boxes. We would really appreciate if you followed us on social media, said hello, told us what you liked about our episodes, maybe tell us what you're watching or what you suggest we watch. But we love to read your comments, and we hope to see it on our timeline really, really soon. And if you're looking at the YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button. It helps us tremendously. Like, share, comment, and follow.
All of those
Just
things.
do it.
After all of that, just like Nike said, just do it. And of course, you can find us every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on EXXXOTICA.tv. Back to you, Casey.
Peace out, y'all.